What's going on, collective? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Adam Ross. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't have my what's the name to do my my stand, so you know I had to improvise, right? All right, so basically I was shuffling these cards here and spring came up, so I guess let's see what's going on with the spring. I shuffled the card back in there, but yeah, man, I was doing some cleaning and stuff like that, and someone told me to just, kind of shuffle my cards because I wanted to know. Well, basically, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a reading or not today, but I had spring come up, so let's find out what's going on in the spring. And of course, you got the iconic cards, right? All right, this is spirit guides. What's going on with the spring? What's coming up? Oh, I got one that popped up. We got something coming up in the spring here. Look like something unexpected. I don't know if it's good or bad or not yet, but let's see what's going on here. Look like some kind of energy is gonna reappear or something. Something weird is getting ready to come through here. What I don't understand is, I don't know. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we got some unorthodox energy coming through in the spring here, so let's find out what's going on with the spring. Had a couple of cards just dropped. I already know what that is. That ain't what I think it is, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 cards popped out here. We got a death card out here. We got 5 of Wands out here. What's this? Strength card in reverse, yeah. 8 of Cups, 4 of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands out here in reverse, and the Magician card. Yeah, basically, yeah, let's not tap in that. That ain't got nothing to do with this here. That's something totally different. That's pretty much just somebody, this, yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with this. So let's see what's going on. Hangman in reverse. You got 5 of Swords in reverse. We got the 10 of Pentacles up here. Ace of Swords in reverse. Page of Wands out here. 6 of Wands in reverse. The Fool card. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords. Knight of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. Okay, so it looks like in the springtime, you are freeing yourself up from something. You're freeing, it's like pretty much the energy, whatever you have been going through in this last cycle, whatever. It looks like the energy is freeing itself up. It's some weird energy that's going to try to pop up from the past. That's going to pretty much, try to come back in and try to get you to come back eventually, essentially, is what this is. It's pretty much like, something old that's going to come back up, right? Pretty much. Let me see here. What was that? Did I have the Fool? I think I had the Fool first and then the 8. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you are, whatever this energy is, you already freed yourself up from. You pretty much just being told, like, keep moving forward because there's something from the past. Basically, it's the same energy, but somebody's going to try to, like, dress themselves up as something different, or something new, pretty much. So, basically, it's not you that's stuck in the past. It's somebody else that's stuck in the past. Somebody is trapped in a past mind state, and it's pretty much the situation where it's like somebody is going to try to disguise themselves as something different just to come in and trick you into going back into a same cycle that you just left. You know what I'm saying? So whether, like, you know, like, say if you broke up with somebody, this is somebody who's either going to send somebody else to come talk to you and be, you know, the same way that they would, or it's just somebody, like, say an ex lose a whole bunch of weight and then comes back in to try to, like, oh, hey, you know, try to spark up old emotions and stuff like that. So basically, it's a lot of old things that we already cleansed out of our energy. A lot of stuff that we walked away from, a lot of people that we left alone, a lot of jobs that we left, people, whatever it may be, for whatever reason. It don't even have to be this. It's for whatever reason, right? It's not always a love situation. It could even be like, say, if you walked away from something financially, right? And then all of a sudden you get that email and you get that email saying, oh, we got a better offer for you, or whatever it may be. Well, it's already Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde that's coming in, basically you don't want to sign any important documents if you don't have to, okay? So if you do sign documents and stuff like that, like important documents and stuff like that, basically that document is going to be karmic in nature. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if you are going for a loan, you need a loan, you know what I'm saying? You go for the loan or whatever, and 9 times out of 10, that there's something faulty about that loan. Either you're not going to be able to pay it, or somebody is getting over on you with the loan, or let's say if it's a business deal contract. Generally, we don't sign contracts, and it's 3 parts. It's 3 different eras in the year that we don't sign contracts. The first is around March, with the first Mercury retrograde, which is going to be Aries. The second one is going to be in like Leo season, pretty much all the fire seasons, basically. Those are the seasons where most of the retrogrades occur. You know what I'm saying? Like Aries, Pisces season, that's the first retrograde. That's what we're heading into now. Then you got Leo, and then after this, you got like that Scorpio, Cancer one. I mean, Scorpio, Sagittarius season, right? You don't want to sign any contracts around that time, because what happens is, you know, that's where you get caught up with karmic people, essentially. Now, there is an alternative to it. Like, say if you do have to sign it, like you have to you have to move, you have to sign this, you have to, that's fine. And it's only temporarily until you come out of that retrograde. Once you get out of that retrograde, your best bet is to find a better deal somewhere else, if you can. So always, like, when it comes to the contracts and deals, and even dealing with certain people, you know what I'm saying? Relationships around this time is definitely not going to be a good pull, because, you know, you got Venus in retrograde, and now you're about to have Mercury in retrograde. Venus in Mercury in retrograde isn't all that bad. It's pretty much, I'm trying to see, I'm trying to think where Venus is right now. Okay, so basically, let's say if Venus is in Taurus, right? All relationships that are connected to have like money involved, assets, you know, those kind of things. Those are things like, the divorce rate is going to go up. Venus in, let's say, Sagittarius, all those spiritual connections, spiritual ones where you are connected to somebody in the spirit, or you are just have this affinity towards somebody on a soul level and that kind of thing. Those things are going to start breaking up, and people are going to start, you know what I'm saying? Basically, it's going to be a breakdown of relationships. You know what I'm saying? It is not bad. It's basically, it's a situation where all old things have to go away in order for new things to come into our life, basically, right? And that's how things go. So basically, with the Mercury retrograde, it has a lot to do with like communication and stuff like that. Not just communication, but everything affiliated with like Gemini, which would be like, you know, communication. Pretty much, I'll just keep it communication, basically. You know what I'm saying? So basically, whatever, like in this season, like I was saying, if you have to sign it to get what you need, do that. But when the retrograde is over, it's better to leave that contract as soon as you can in order to get something better. It's better to jump ship. So make sure you leave yourself a way out. If you don't leave yourself a way out, you might end up with a high interest car loan. You might end up with in an apartment somewhere where, you know, you surrounded by whatever you don't like, you know, that kind of thing, right? So basically, you got some kind of old energy that's gonna try to like dress itself up and come back into your life. So, if this is a relationship, like I was saying with the Venus retrograde, this would be somebody who is leaving somebody, getting out of a relationship, getting a divorce, that kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? So with the Venus retrograde, that's when a lot of people are going to be breaking up. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, it's a lot of people that's going to be breaking up. So it's going to be the single market is getting ready to go up, especially since, you know, you got tax season that came out. What was that? Valentine's Day is gone, over and gone, you know, that kind of thing. Everybody's pretty much together around that time. Now, everybody is seeing everybody for who they are. And it's a whole bunch of breaking apart energy. But anyway, something that you cut cords with, a person, place, or things that you cut cords with, severed whatever that you walked away from, right? You know is not good for you. It's pretty much just gonna try to come back. Like I said, it's gonna try to come back into your life some kind of way. It's trying to find a way to come back into your life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you ever dealt with somebody who just don't get it. Like you can tell somebody you don't want them or whatever, and then they just try to find all these ways to try to watch you, spy on you, that kind of vibe. Yeah. I deal with that. I dealt with that a lot. You know, you get certain people that you just don't want to deal with, and they take it personal because they think everybody want them. But the only person that wants you is the people that you don't want. You know what I'm saying? People don't get that. You know, that's something a lot of people don't get. A lot of people think that you're supposed to want them because other people want them, but it's like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? I see something in you that I don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, basically something that you saw in a person, place, or thing that you don't want to deal with is trying to cover itself up or disguise itself and come back. You see, you got the, what is that? The Chuck E. Cheese glasses, the helmet. Yeah, it's going to be real immature. This is a grown person acting like a kid, basically. A grown person acting like a kid. A lot of times when we see a grown person acting like a kid, we instantly think that that person has special needs or there's something wrong with that person upstairs. And this person is quiet. This person, place, or thing, could quite possibly be something wrong with it, which is why it needs you, because it needs something to say that it's, you know, to mature off of, you know. But anyway, if you were stuck on something or whatever you were stuck on, whatever this is, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it is, if it held you down in any way, shape, or form, or held you back in any way, shape, or form, that has gone the moment that you walked away from this person, place, or thing, or you severed cords or whatever. Now that it's free, the energy is free here. All that stuff from, like, basically everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but generally this is what happens. Okay, so when you are part of biology, a part of not just biology, but we see it in physics, we see it in almost everything. In order to move forward, for forward movement or faster forward movement, you have to do what? You have to sacrifice something. With speed, we sacrifice mass. The more mass that you burn off, the more energy that you acquire, right? You see what I'm saying? Now, the more people you remove out of your circle, the more you open your energy up to receiving certain people, certain places, and certain things, certain opportunities. So a lot of people, we get caught up on holding on to things that don't serve us. Now, the thing is that once it plays its role in our life, and it's time to go, our job is not to hold on to it, it's to let it go. But I think the hardest part is recognizing when something is over. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, since it's you releasing something or whatever and freeing yourself up, as a result of you releasing whatever this immature energy is, it's going to draw in a whole lot of money. It's going to it's going to reveal to you what this person was holding you back from, your highest potential, the potential of what you were being held back from. You see what I'm saying? You're going to reach your full potential in some area of your life as a result of letting something go. So let's say if you are, let's say if you are working on a project, right? And you just can't figure out why you can't get to that next level. But in the same breath, you're also in a relationship with somebody who, you know what I'm saying, doing something totally different. But then after a while, you just get tired of that person, you let them go. And all of a sudden, you just get this spark of inspiration. That's because the same space that spark of inspiration needed to enter into your life, this person was occupying. You see what I'm saying? So once you get rid of that energy and you cleanse it out, now getting rid of it is one thing, but you need to cleanse it out and keep it out. There's three aspects when it comes to energy. There's creating energy, there's maintaining energy, and then there's releasing energy. Okay? Now, creating energy is basically a situation where we are going out to try to create something for ourselves or try to draw something in. Let's say like wealth, right? Wealth is only riches if you can't maintain it. Being rich and wealthy is two different things. Wealth is only rich. I mean, you can only be rich. I mean, I'll put it like this. Wealth is only being rich if you can't maintain it. So once you get wealth, the acquiring wealth is hard, right? But what's even harder is maintaining it. When you maintain that, when you become rich and you maintain it, it becomes wealth. You see what I'm saying? If you acquire wealth and you don't maintain it, then you were just rich. You see how those two intertwine, how those two play? It's not just with money, also with love. Like you know, especially like with people who are single, you know, you put all this stuff into you to try to get a partner. And once you get them, and this is the biggest complaint, people stop doing what they used to do. And then all of a sudden you lose them. You see what I'm saying? When you acquiring it, you're dating, right? But maintaining it would be marriage. You see what I'm saying? But once you stop maintaining it, then guess what? It was just a relationship. It turns back into a relationship. That's the interplay between wealth and richness. I mean, you know, the opposites. I mean, not the opposites, but how the energy works, basically, right? So, yeah. So basically, the space that is needed for this innovation or whatever it may be, or whatever that's coming into your life, there's somebody out here who's watching you and is trying to find the right time to try to come into your life in order to occupy that space that's needed for your innovation, that is needed for your innovation, that's needed for you to move forward, that's needed for you to make money, that's needed for you to keep your job, and that's needed, this space that's needed. Somebody pretty much is trying to find a way to come into your life and just stand there to try to block you, basically, right? Okay. Ace of Swords out here in reverse, and you got the Page of Wands out here, and you got the Six of Wands in reverse. Whatever this is, it depends on you if it's going to be successful or not, okay? So whatever this potential is that you're acquiring or you're aspiring after, it requires you to have clear your mind out, okay? So clear your mind out and focus on what exactly you want to occupy this space with. And that's another thing. If there's a certain thing that you want in your life, sometimes you have to get rid of the old and then focus on the new that you want to come in. And then that will draw it in. You see what I'm saying? That will allow that energy to come in. Sometimes you have to allow energies to come in. You don't just forcing it or saying, oh, I'm going to do this, or getting a candle and burning it like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. That's not going to do it. That's not how energy works. Energy doesn't work on demand, essentially. I mean, you can, but there's two separate energetic centers here. You got the energetic centers that's within you, and you got this energetic centers that's outside of you. Now, 80% of everything, 80% of existence in itself is the unconscious. 80%, there's a massive 80% of things that we do not know because we don't know that we don't know, or we just don't know. Could you imagine things that you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. Could you imagine something like that? It's kind of weird, but you know. And then there's the 20% that we know, or that we're conscious of, or what's in our face. So when you're tapping into that energy or whatever, it's easier to use the unconscious, subconscious energy versus the energy that's inside of you, because that 20% that's inside of you, you're putting a strain on that system. Sometimes you just have to allow it to come. In order to allow it to come, you have to first create the space. Then you have to maintain that space. And then you have to rid it of, you got to keep that space clean by getting rid of stuff out in that space that constantly, you know, doesn't, you know, the stuff that come into that space that you don't want or don't need anymore. So let's say it's like this, almost like a room, you know what I'm saying? Say if you want to make a kid's room, right? That's what you want to manifest, a child's room. Now, if you got a storage room and it's junky, but you want a kid's room, the longer you don't take action on that, but you keep manifesting a kid's room, it's going to do what? It's going to draw in where you may have a kid, but you don't have the space to put that kid. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that. So the first thing will be to clean that space out. Set that space up for the child. You see what I'm saying? You got to clean it out, set it up. Eventually, until that child arrives, or until it becomes that child's room, guess what happens? It's going to collect dust. Things are going to get old. Things are going to be outdated. So what you have to do, you have to go in there, you have to maintain it. And then the death part of the energy aspect is where you get rid of things that don't serve, that you don't want the child to have. Sometimes there's a safety recall on certain stuff that we get for that child room that no longer serves, or we might see something that's even better. So you have to constantly get rid of stuff and draw more, put more stuff in there. You see what I'm saying? And that's everything in life, everything. Nothing is absolved from this truth, nothing. You want a better job, guess what? You have to start getting rid of the old one. You want more money, you have to get rid of things that don't serve you. You got to get rid of habits. You got to get rid of, you know what I'm saying, change your spending habits and things like that. You got to change that kind of thing, because there is way more debt in life than there is credit. So it would make more sense to take advantage of the debt over the credit sometimes. You just have to know how the energies intertwine and work. But essentially, you have to click with this right here. This person, or whatever this person is, or whatever it is going to come in a cloud of confusion. Okay? You're going to know who, what, or whatever this is by the confusion that it comes by. This is something that is also a cosmic law. We are what we eat, basically. You heard that. You are what you eat, right? This person is, I just read this scripture in the Bible, and it just said, how can we be free? What did it say? It said, we are the children of Abraham. How is it that we are not free? And Jesus said, if you live by sin, you are bound by sin. Whoever this person is, they live by confusion and they are bound by confusion. They live by debt and they are bound by debt. They live by distractions, so they are bound by distractions. Remember, I told you guys that spirits are communal. And when I say spirits, I'm not talking about ghosts. I'm not talking about demons. I'm not talking about angels. I'm talking about the things that you cultivate in your life. That is a spirit. You drink alcohol, that's a spirit. You smoke, that's a spirit. Everything is a spirit. Everything has a spirit to it. So what you entertain is essentially what you become. You are what you become that. So if you're not happy, it's because you're entertaining things that aren't bringing happiness to you, that depresses you in your life. You're entertaining depressing things in your life. If you are angry, you're entertaining things that anger you. You're surrounding yourself with things that anger you. You're allowing these energies to do these kind of things to you. You're allowing it. You want to be single? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that are in full-fledged marriages and relationships that hate each other and don't want to be around each other. Why? Because image. They're entertaining something that they don't want and then get mad because that's what they are. That's like a drunk getting mad because you're a drunk, but you won't stop drinking. You are becoming what you send out. You're turning yourself into the thing that you want in your life. cosmic law. It doesn't matter who you are permitted to create your own karma. When people, all these, what was that, Hebrew Israelites and stuff like talk about, oh, I am a God, I am a God. True, you are a God in the aspect that you create the life that you want based off of how you do things. You are the God of your own decisions. And as a result, that gives you godliness over the consequences. Karma. Karma isn't always bad, it's good too. So, in that aspect, we are like God, in which what we consume, we become. You consume pork, you become pork, you live like pork. That's the reason why Muslims don't eat that, or certain religions don't eat that. It's not because God can't bless it, but it's because if you pay attention to what the pig eats and you're eating the pig, it's no different than you being unclean like that pig. There's no different. It has nothing to do with Christianity and it doesn't have anything to do with religion. But this person here excels at that. This person doesn't understand that. Whoever this person, place, and or thing, because it can even be a job. They wonder why they can't keep certain employees, but the way that you keep doing things that repel and that draw employees in, but also repel them in the same time. But you're wondering why you can't keep employees. You wonder why. It's because of what you allow in your company to consume. It's consumption. That's economics, right? Consumption, economics. But you also see that in where? Energy, spirituality. You see it in physics. You see it in the digestive tract. You see it everywhere. Everywhere you go. If you take a plant and you take two plants, you put them in a room. One plant you keep in the dark and the other one you keep in the light. The one in the light is going to grow better. Why? Because it's consuming light and the other is consuming darkness. Now, in the same breath, you take two plants, one put in the light and both, you put them both in the light, but one you play pleasant music to and the other one you play depressing music to. What happens? Although they're both born in the light, this plant is going to consume that dark, depressive energy, and this one right here is going to consume what? The light, the positive energy. Consumption. That matters. So if you are in a situation where you're losing stuff, you're going through stuff, you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff, because it's coming with this person. This person is coming by confusion. Coming by confusion. I'm telling you that right now. They're coming by deceit and confusion. Why? Because there's deceit and confusion in their heart. There's deceit and confusion in their actions, in their environment. This person is coming by deceit and confusion because this is what this person consumes. Deceit and confusion. And so by nature, this person is trying to get it out of their system by doing what? Transferring it into your life. And this is how they're going to do it. Page of Wands out here. With the Page of Wands energy, this is a new beginning here. This is something that you are that you're trying to create. Like I said, this person's trying to take the confusion and stuff, they're trying to take what they eat and make you and try to shove it down your throat to make it seem, you know what I'm saying, with this Page of Wands energy, because you have something very innovative, very blossoming, very promising, very new that's coming in. It could be a new business. It could be a new way of doing things. It could be a new process. It could be a new job. It could be new money. It could be new car. It could be new whatever. You have something new coming in despite that the Mercury retrograde is here. You have something new here. There's something new that's trying to birth itself in your life in the spring. There's something new here. This person knows that. They're trying to come back into your life and start this up in your life. They're trying to come in and start that before you can get whatever is new is coming towards you. They're trying to come in and birth something new in your life. Start this cycle back over with you. Start you losing money like all over again. Start you being insecure about yourself all over again. Start you having debt all over again. This is a over again kind of person. Do it again kind of person. I've dealt with somebody like this before. You know, And the thing is that the energy around this is like, you know, it gave me the vibe of this person. You could tell that this person is depressed because all the thing that they do is they think back to the past and want to reiterate things from the past and incorporate it into the now. The past is always better for a depressed person. And a person that's always anxious, the future is always better. They're always living in the future tense. You see what I'm saying? So whatever this energy is, somebody is trying to come in with this this confusion. They're trying to spark it up. They're trying to start it up. They're trying to keep it going in your life. They're basically, this is their way of trying to maintain it. But it's going to be the same person in a different disguise. Pretty much, they're just going to change their shirt and say, hey, my name is, you know, something else. You know, it's not going to succeed though. And I'm here to let you know that. Whatever this is, they're trying to dampen your victory. You had a victory over somebody or something. There was a victory here that you had over somebody or something. This person did not like it. So what they're going to do, they're trying to come back to try to restart it all over again so that they win. So you know what that called? That's called insanity. Where you do the same thing over and over again and to expect different results. You have some, and it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a place or a thing. This could be a job that you know, keeps coming at you, keep giving you job offers, and keep offering you more and more money to work for them. Why are you offering me more money when I know that I'm going to have to work all the time? I'm not going to be able to be with my kids. I'm not going to be able to do this. I'll have the money, but so, you know, so-and-so is going to come in when they feel like it. This person's going to talk to me any kind of way. You know, basically this job is I'm going to get more money, but it's going to dehumanize. Why would I do that? When I can go over here and I can get this and, you know, have my weekends to myself or do this or do that. You see what I'm saying? Why? Somebody's trying to spoil a victory that you had over them. Somebody can't take a loss. They can't take an L. But I'm just going to let you know that people, places, and things that can't take L's in life are the ones you see that don't amount to anything. Because if you know, success comes from failure. That's taking an L. You go to any successful person, any successful business, and you ask them, how many L's did you take to get to this place? How many L's do you think Nike had to take? How many L's do you think Donald Trump had to take? How many L's do you think that, you know, all these major corporations, how many do you think that the CEOs and the founders of these companies had to take? KFC, how many times did they go bankrupt? How many times did they have to sell recipes? How many times did, you know what I'm saying? That right there is what makes success sweet. Because a lot of people think of it as a failure, but it's not necessarily a failure. You just learn how it doesn't work. That's Albert Einstein. There's no such thing as failure. You just learn how something doesn't work, and then you move on. This person doesn't understand that. Or this place, this thing, whatever this is, it doesn't understand it. But that's if you don't take anything else from this reading, that's what you need to take in order to get to the next level. One, this is just where you are right now. Every successful people knows that. This is just where you are right now. You worked at McDonald's, this is just where you are right now. Then whatever, everybody has a demeaning job that they had to do. That's just where they are at that time. If you're still there after 5 years, after 10 years, after 15 years, there's something wrong with you. It ain't the job. It's you. It's you. That's the first thing. This is just where you are right now. And then second, when it comes to success, failure isn't the failure that we always believe. We have this belief that failure is the worst thing that can happen in our life. And we allow it to damage our self-esteem. We allow it to do all these things to us internally. But in reality, failure is just saying like, no, that's not the right way in order to make it work. Failure leads to experience, and experience is something that is an aspect of knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom can't be broken down, or it can be altered, but it can't be destroyed. Now, the reason why I say it like that is because if you go to somebody, let's say if you got somebody who's certified to do something, you got somebody who's uncertified. You got two different ways of doing things. This person that's uncertified may know the authorized way to do it, but your budget may not allow that. And guess what? They know an unorthodox way to accomplish the same goal. The person that learned it the orthodox way, guess what? They may not do it the unorthodox way because there's too much on the line. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like this. In order to to understand that path, you had to have some kind of failure. You had to have something break down on you. You had to have somebody, go back on their word on you. You had to have a bankruptcy. You had to go through, you know what I'm saying? You had to go through something to get to be successful. But when you go through something to be successful, you have to put your pride aside and you have to understand what it's trying to teach you. This is not how I need to manage my money. As a result of me managing my money like this, I went bankrupt. This is not how this system is supposed to work at work, and as a result, somebody got hurt. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works in life. There's no such thing as a loss. In my opinion, there's no such thing as a loss. It's a lesson if you make it that way. The mind is a place of its own. It can create a heaven out of hell or a hell out of heaven. And you learn that from what book was that? Paradise Lost. The devil told that to somebody in that book. I forgot who that character was, but that's what he said. And it's true. So as a result, somebody's trying to turn your victory into a defeat. They're trying to make you, you know what I'm saying? Basically is what this is. But essentially what's going to happen, well, I ain't going to say what's going to happen because it's going to be up to you. But if you take those two aspects when you start this new project or whatever it is, first, that this is just where you are right now. And then two, you take that aspect of, what did Albert Einstein say? I just learned how it doesn't work. You learned how it doesn't work. Okay. That leads you to learning how, that leads you to the wisdom that's necessary or put you in a flow of the wisdom that's necessary to get you where you need to be. And that's how it goes. Now, you got the Fool card out here. This is pretty much just telling you, like, whoever this person is, at this time, the sky is the limit. You might have a lot of ideas. You might have a lot of things that you are working on, practicing, whatever it may be. You're in a flow of something. You're connected to the flow of something, whatever this is. You're connected to the flow. This is a new beginning, new possibilities and things of that nature. And just like I said, their plan is to bind your mind, keep you stuck, keep you focused on things that don't serve it. Matter of fact, I had somebody who got a mental disorder, who, always had problems and stuff like that, keep trying to come to me, trying to bring, and you know what you had to do? You got to cut them off. You got what you deserve. And sometimes you have to say stuff like, you have to be mean, like you have to say that kind of stuff. You got what you deserve. And if they get upset, so what? Let them be. Why? Because they're not going to trap your mind into thinking the way that they think. Because once they do that, they'll start feeding off of you. And then they'll start trying to do what you do, you know what I'm saying, in order to get what you got. But what a lot of people don't understand is like this. When it comes to mental entrapments and stuff like that, it's just like I said, you have to eat that in order to be that. You have to become that in order to send it out. People, we see that in spirituality. We see that in religion. We see it in everything that we do. Everything that we eat comes out. You eat a whole bunch of salt. What happens? Your body starts breaking down. You eat a lot of sugar, diabetes. You trying to create confusion for others? Guess what? That's because you're confused in your mind. You're confused sexually. You're confused with your finances. You're confused with your mind. You're confused with your emotions. You're confused. You're confused. And that's what the problem is. You're confused. You don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? And by that person not knowing or not even wanting to address it, or people, place, or thing, wanting to address it, guess what? They want to come and they want to usher that into your life. Confusion. I guarantee you, whoever this is, before you allow them in your life, look at their life. Take a couple days off. Look at their life. Look what they talk about. Look what they think. Look how they dress. Look at what they bring to the table. People, person, place, or thing. Look at it. Just look at it. Before you say anything, even if they put you in a situation where you got to respond immediately, just like, no, I need to think about this. And you think about how they approached you. Think about everything that they talked about. And that's going to tell you exactly who this person is and where they come from. Some people, yeah, they do talk good. They do. But people that talk good, how many of them do you really trust? How many can you say that you honestly trust? How many of them have you caught using the gift of gab to lie to somebody else in your face? Yeah, exactly. They're trying to, somebody, whatever this is trying to bring confusion in. And it could be an old job. Old job may think that you were going to come back. So guess what? They might try to create confusion for you in your new job so you lose it. And then they try to, oh man, I heard that you know, why don't you come on back? You see what I'm saying? Entrapment. You broke free from something. You are free. You are freer than you ever been. Freer than you ever been. And then there's something from the past, something creeping in the shadows that's trying to come back and bind itself to you in some way, shape, and or form. Something is trying to come back. It's up to you to allow it to come back. For those of you, I know a lot of people say, oh no, it's not going to be. It's not. That's not the kind of energy that I'm trying to put you in. What I'm trying to put you in is basically an energy of thinking about it. Because I'm going to be honest with you, there's some things that was karmic for me that I still went back to knowing it was karmic. But guess what it did? It taught me another lesson. It happens. Ain't no perfect way to do this. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no perfect way to do this. Sometimes the perfect way is for karmic things to happen in a sense, because what happens is when we take a test, we may study just enough to pass it, but we didn't absorb the wisdom. There are some things that I took the time to learn in elementary, middle school, high school that I still know to this day, whether I used it or not. That's because I took the time to learn it. Now, for the people who just studied the day before the test and just took it, you ask them, okay, so what's the formula for, a sine wave? And they're just like, I don't know. That's because they knew it. They didn't understand it, though. You see what I'm saying? So basically, that's what this vibe is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to be resistant to that person. And I'm not saying you're going to cut yourself off to everybody. I'm just saying the best bet is to pay attention to what's coming to you at this time. There's a lot of karmic. It's not just people. It's places of things. It's in the cosmic. It's in the unconscious mind of the universe that's sending these tests into our lives to see what we want to cultivate and what we don't. That's a part of the love language of the universe. A lot of people say, why is there so much evil and so much this in the universe? The universe doesn't know how to love you. So in order for it to know, it sends certain energies towards you. If you hold on to that energy, that becomes the love language of the universe, and it's just going to keep sending you more. You're an alcoholic. Your love, you know what I'm saying? The universe sends you alcohol for the first time, then all of a sudden you start indulging, all of a sudden you're an alcoholic. That's because the universe sent you something to see if that was your love language, you turned out, that was your love language. Being drunk, being out of your mind all the time, being high all the time. That's your love language, right? It has to be. If that person becomes addicted or whatever, at one point becomes their love language. And so the universe say, okay, well, I'm going to send more people like that. I'm going to send more drugs like that. I'm going to send this. And it just starts sending all this stuff towards you. Next thing you know, you're swimming in this energy. No, you're walking in the energy. You're wading in the energy. You're swimming in the energy. And next thing you know, you're drowning in that energy. Because the universe doesn't know when to cut it off for you. It's up to you to cut that off. So like I say with this energy here, it's up to you to know how much of it is too much for you and cut it off. That way you will not allow certain things to come into your life or at critical times that don't serve you. Okay. Next, we got the Knight of Wands out here. So with the Knight of Wands out here, whatever this is, this could all very well be like a love offer or somebody who wants you to sleep with them, that kind of vibe or whatever it may be. Because, you get that too, where it's just, You know, it's just mutual. It's just casual. It's just this. It's just that. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's what it is. If that's what you want, just know that there's a lesson behind that coming. You know what I'm saying? Whatever this is, it's coming. It's a passionate energy that's drawing itself to you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be sex. It could just be a job that anxiously wants you to work for them, and they're willing to do anything, even trick you into working for them. This is a person that is passionate about having you in their life, to crutch off of you, or to do this or to do that with you. And they're going to do whatever it takes, even pretend to be somebody else, in order to get into your life, so that they can block themselves into your life, and it'll be hard for you to get them out. I've seen people block themselves into people's lives. I've had it done to me. Come in, and then all of a sudden, you know, he's just trying to block you. Just, you know, finances all tied with this person. You leave this person, you know, you got to leave the house. You got to leave this. You got to leave that. You got to walk away from her. You can't, it's not, it goes from being able to just say no to that person and walking away to if I walk away, I'm going to lose all this stuff that I built up over the years. It happens. But at the end of the day, you have to make your own decision. It's all about you. Yeah, look at this. Wheel of Fortune. Whatever this is or whoever this is, and I just get a strong feeling it's a person. This person is losing stuff out in his life. They lose. This is somebody who's losing in life. And instead of learning the lesson, they figured that if they could transfer that energy into your life, that they'll go back to living life or whatever. Basically, this is somebody, person, place, or thing that wants to live the high life forever. And this is something that needs to be broken down, right, with the Wheel of Fortune. Everything has highs and lows, right? The height of breath is inhale, and the depth of breath is what exhale, right? The height of a sine wave, you know what I'm saying? You got that, the height, and then you got the depth of sound. Sound has a height and a depth, right? Everything has a high and a low, which means what? It has to come down at some time. Even the sea waves up and down. Everything waves up and down. Everything moves. Everything is in motion, right? Having the universe itself is I want to say, I'll put it like this. When God created us, he created us in the aspect where it's like we are stasis loving. Would you know what that means? That means that we love balance. We love things to be able to know what to expect. When it comes to people, we want to know what to expect from a person. When it comes to what we eat, we want to know, you know, there's a certain diet that we have, right? When it comes to dealing with other people, there's a certain character that we have. When it comes to money, riches, and finances, there's a certain financial security line that we have, that we want, right? So, without the highs, there's no lows, and without the lows, there's no highs, because it goes back to what I was saying earlier about learning the lesson from things. People who end up wealthy, they have always lost something at some point. Everybody has lost something. Even people who deal drugs, okay? They know what it's like to watch their mama struggle. They know what it's like to not have their family. They know what it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lack. There was a lesson that taught them something in life. And the first thing that they say is that I don't want to be broke. So they go do that. Same thing with a dancer. A dancer has broken legs, swollen ankles, all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as always, like, you're not going to just come into something and just be perfect at it and maintain that perfection at it. Somebody thought that I guess they concocted an idea that if they could come into your, or person, place, or thing, the idea was to come into your life and either drag you down with them, or to stop you so that they may feel better and start building up their finances and stuff to say that they were better than you in shape or form. You see what I'm saying? There's this desire to be better than you is essentially what this is. Somebody wants to be better than you. There's a job that wants to prove that it's better than the one that you have. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's somebody who, you know, whatever this is, it has to do about betterment, right? With the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, this is a situation in which it's time to be at the bottom, okay? There's a time for you to have everything. There's a time for you to lose things. There's a time for everything. Everything has a time. You may not like it, but that is what comes with the territory. What comes with the territory of wealth? Debt, bankruptcy, loss. What comes with the territory of being rich? Fakeness, insecurity, consumption, status quo, quid quo pro. Everything has a price. Whatever this is, this energy that's trying to come in, it doesn't want to pay the price for what it has. But if this is the energy that you're in and you're entertaining, you're becoming it. How is it that you're going to get mad at a fit person because you want to eat burgers all the time? Why are you mad at them? Why not just stop eating burgers all the time, or stop eating this, or stop eating that, or change the way that you work out and all that? Why don't you change all of that in yourself and become your version of it? It's all about becoming your version of it. Don't worry about somebody else's version. That ain't got nothing to do with you. The version that you are today, if somebody is jealous of you, the version you are today, that person can never be. Because that's your version of it. Which means what? When you change your version of it, that perfects that version of it. So what are they going to do? Try to find out how you're going to change that version and try to change it, switch to that version before you. And you know what I'm saying? It'd be a constant cycle of, you know what I'm saying, when you need to just focus on being a better version of yourself, having a better job than what you are now, doing, you know what I'm saying, better what's in your life. Why are you worried about what I got going on? Why are you worried about this person got going on? Why are you worried about that? When it comes to problems and stuff like that in life, you get all these people who worry. This is the first thing I think of. I think of this book. I think it was 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? I think it was Stephen Covey. And he was saying that there are 2 problems in our lives. There's problems that we don't have control over, and then there's problems that we do have control over. If you are making problems in your life that you don't have control over, like basically put it like this: when it comes to problems that you don't have control over, why are you worried about it? You don't have control over it. You don't have control. It doesn't matter what you do. You don't have control over it. But the things that you do have control over, what do? You don't like it. What do you need to do? Change it. If this is a person, place, and or thing, they are creating worry in their life. And they want to use that worry to extend it to you because they feel you should be worried like they are. But you're worried about something that you don't have control over. And then you're trying to get control over something you shouldn't have to have control over. That's going to do what? Constantly create worry. It's going to constantly create worry. You're going to always be worried if this is working in somebody else's life. You're going to always be worried if this is going to fix your situation. You're going to always be worried because you're trying to control an unnatural aspect of the universe in somebody else's life, around somebody else's life. It doesn't make sense, is what I'm trying to explain. It doesn't make sense. Long story short, if you don't take that, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that's lost. That's lack. That's losing everything. Remember, see right here, how you got this card right here with the swords and stuff like that? You got 4 animals on here, right? Usually this Wheel of Fortune has 4 animals, right? You got the bull, you got the lion, you got the eagle, and you got the man, right? With the bull, that has to do with possessions, the things that you own, security, what's connected to the earth. When this Wheel of Fortune is in reverse, you're losing things that your assets. You're losing assets. You're losing money. Okay? When it comes to, what was that? The lion? You're losing your desire to push forward. You're losing the desire or whatever. You're giving your power away because you're worried about something that you shouldn't even be worried about. Right? And then you got the eagle in reverse. The eagle in reverse, the eagle is the master of all birds. You know why? Because the eagle uses resistance to rise itself above all obstacles. It uses resistance. All that, oh, woe is me kind of energy, ego takes that and use that to succeed in whatever it goes. Ego is so strong, I believe it's the only bird that in its old age, it flies away from the nest, goes to a mountaintop, and smashes off its own beak so that a brand new one could come in. That ego is representative of your mind state. Somebody is losing their mind. They're losing their mental security. And then with the man, you're losing your sense of self. Because Gemini, well, what was that? I believe is that Gemini? I believe it's Gemini that governs, that is connected to the man, I believe. Wait, let's see. You got Taurus, Leo. Okay, I get it. Taurus, Leo. The bird is going to be Aquarius. And then you got the water, which is going to be is it Pisces? Dominant water sign. I think it's Cancer. I think Cancer is the dominant water sign. It's either Cancer. Yeah, it's got to be Cancer, because Cancer is the only one that comes in the middle of it comes in the middle of summer. Middle of the summer. Yeah. But either way, with the man part right there, you know, you losing your sense of self, you losing your connection to yourself, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, like, you know what I'm saying? And that energy, it's like whatever this is, somebody is already in the energy of losing and lack and stuff like that, and it just people, person, place, or thing, they're still already connected to it, but their desire. You see what I'm saying? This is their desire right here. Their desire is to keep you from walking away from them. So after you left somebody, after you left something, you started seeing improvements and stuff like that, that's a sign to keep going. That's a sign to keep going. Sometimes you have to cut stuff off in your life to see what improves. You have to cut stuff off in your life to see what improves, what gets better. It ain't what you want to do, but sometimes it's what you got to do. That's all I got, because apparently somebody trying to get a TED talk and shit like that. I ain't got time for that shit. You grown. Man, I hate that. I hate when people try to, because you know what I'm saying? I could just pick up on the energy trying to get a TED talk and shit like that. Like, no, I don't give you permission to be in my energy. I'm not even fucking talking to you. It don't hurt to mind your own damn business sometimes. You know what I mean? All right, that's all I got. Love y'all all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.